What's up guys? In today's video we are going to be installing a fire extinguisher into the race car. Having a fire extinguisher mounted in my car is important. A few of the organizations I'll be running with this coming year for racing actually require one. Their requirement is typically that it's able to put out electrical and liquid fires. In addition to that, typically speaking, they want it to be within arm's reach when I'm in the driver's seat. So I got the fire extinguisher that I'll be using right here. What I'm more excited about is this. It is called the Bracketeer. The Bracketeer is a universal fire extinguisher mount for cars. It's actually pretty easy to make a fire extinguisher mount. I was just curious if this thing was worth the convenience. I was able to get it on sale, but normally they're about 60 bucks on Amazon. Let's open this up now. It's definitely packaged nicely. Okay. Oh, this seems pretty straightforward. So these will latch onto the seat rails, and then these are going to latch on here for the fire extinguisher. It looks like I have two ways to install this. The first way is using this hole, which will use the OEM mounting points for the seats. And then there's this little hole on the side, which I'll be able to use to pin this against the seat rails of the car. It seems like it's going to be a straightforward install. The metal itself seems like it's good quality. It's thick. I don't think it's going to break in the event of a crash or something like that. Also, it looks like it comes with all the assorted hardware I'll need to install this. The other important piece to this puzzle is the fire extinguisher. Whatever fire extinguisher you get, just make sure that it is rated to put out liquids such as gasoline. In addition to that, it's important that it could put out electrical fires in case you do have an electrical fire in your car. Also, make sure it has a metal mount like this does. If you have a cheap mount, it is possible that it could break. So in the event of an accident, that would make the fire extinguisher turn into a very heavy projectile. Now I have to figure out where to mount it. So I can mount the fire extinguisher back here, but there's not much room. I can put it over here, which is nice because I'll have easy accessibility. Making sure the fire extinguisher is easily accessible is very crucial, because if you mount it, let's just say in the trunk or something like that, in the event of an accident or fire, it's going to be hard to get to. And those few seconds can make a difference between your car burning up and saving it. The install should be really simple. I will undo the front mounting bolts for the seat, and I'll put these on, and then I should be able to put the connecting piece in. Quick side note, ignore how filthy my car is. It's been a busy winter. So guys, I had to take everything apart, and the reason for it is this. The bolt on this is the 17 mil, and I'm not able to get a socket or wrench in there to adequately tighten it down, which is kind of a bummer. Luckily though, I actually happen to have spare bolts. They were the old OEM seat bolts, so I can reuse those. I'm not super happy about reusing them just because it's old hardware. I would much rather have new, but for today I can just put these in, and then tomorrow when the hardware store is open, I'll go get some new ones with a smaller head. Other than that though, this seat bracket is going to bolt right in with no modifications, which I'm actually pretty happy about. And a little shocked, because most universal things take some modification to put in. And the fact that all I have to do is switch out bolts is pretty easy to me. So we did it. We got the fire extinguisher installed. As you guys can see, it fits in there actually really well. The extinguisher is placed very nicely in my opinion. It's easily accessible right here, but still out of the way. So the question is now, should you buy the Bracketeer Fire Extinguisher mount? My first thought is that this install went very smooth. The only thing I had to do was change out the bolts I had, which is not a big deal. Like when it comes to universal products, they never fit well. So the fact that this went in with essentially no hassle is actually a pretty awesome thing. Now, the cynic in me feels a little bit differently. If I was to go down to my local hardware store, I would probably be paying for about 10 bucks worth of material between the strip of metal and all the associated bolts and whatnot. So there's a $50 markup on this product essentially, and I could be slightly off of my prices. So you're paying for the convenience of not having to fabricate something up yourself, which to be honest is actually a pretty easy thing. I also feel that if I was to try to use this bracket in a stock MR2, it would not go well. And my reasoning is pretty simple. You can't put it behind the seat because then the seat can't go back, and most people are not that short. If you try to put it in front of the seat, you're not going to be able to use your sliders. So what I would honestly recommend to most people is just make your own bracket. It's a really simple process. Mighty Car Mods actually did a video on it which shows you how to do it step by step. I'll put the link in the description for those who don't want to make one themselves. I do know that MR2 Heaven offers a bracket mount for I believe about $60, and it fits right in on the passenger seat. From my understanding, you're still able to use the OEM sliders, so it does not interfere with anything. If you're interested in that product, I'll actually link it down below to make it easy. To be very clear though, I am not sponsored by them. It's just MR2 Heaven makes good MR2 products, so they support the community, and I think in return we should do the same for them. Anyways, I hope you guys found this a little bit helpful and or informative. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.